Welcome to the super fun game review podcast. Go Mega Ultra Between Review Show. Down. Welcome to Mubrs. The Mubrs tonight is actually somewhat of a special event. But first... Deep Creek Glassworks has been making...
handcrafted durable works of art since 2013. Really? By this point of Deep Creek Glassworks being a great sponsor.
6 times again.
Neat.
for years, providing us with great ads to provide and great glass for you. So why don't you go check out Deep Creek Glassworks at deepcreekglassworks.com.
Deep Creek Glassworks?
deepcreekglassworks.com. Work spelled WORX. You can check them out on Instagram, Etsy, Facebook, or just their website. Or if you're in the northeast area of the United States, just go check out the website and see where they're going to be for craft shows, because it is fucking craft show season.
When isn't it?
That's fair. That is fair.
I feel like that's just part of the ad now. It is craft show season.
I'm trying. Hey,
I mean, he's a traveling man. He's getting around.
Yeah,
he does.
He's got all them craft shows.
It's not very local.
He's always he's finding something year round now.
Yeah, and he's doing what he can, and I will be there helping him with his stands every once in a while, so you can meet Tanner, the man who makes things, or myself, the one who talks about the things that he makes and also tries to sell them. And if you can't make it out, that's okay, because you know what? You can order things online and use our promo code SUPERFUN to get 10% off of your first purchase. And that purchase, you motherfuckers, is going to come in crush-resistant boxes.
Shipped for free.
For free. So go check out deepcreekglassworks.com. Work spelled WORX.
Today.
Cut that out. No, it's going to be in there probably.
I don't think there's... All right, Harry. Well, so, yeah, do you want to just take it away and kind of intro us into our special episode?
Yeah, sure. So we did our retrospective. Yeah, I said that.
Yeah,
right.
retrospective.
I don't know. It just doesn't roll off the tongue very easily.
Retrospective, yeah.
Yeah, we did our retrospective series, and I think that took us a year and a half, 2 years to kind of get through the whole...
It's like a year and a half, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So after we ended that, I mean, it left a void in the podcast where we're like, we need a next big project to do and like really kind of pull together just like another big thing for the show instead of doing the rambling week after week that we do when we do our review episodes.
That's fair.
So we decided to try our hands at a little role playing. It's going to be very sexy, lots of lingerie.
Yes.
It's going to be very visual.
I'm a mailman.
My balls are out right now.
Yeah, going to do some plumbing.
No, God, no.
Just trying to lay some pipe.
So rather than do like the traditional like Dungeons and Dragons kind of role playing, we decided like let's change things up a little bit. And there's more of a story driven role playing game called Farflung, which is derived from, is it the modern system?
No, it's
Apocalypse.
Powered by the Apocalypse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So in this variant, it kind of takes place in space, where this campaign is going to take place. And we're just going to kind of try something new. These are going to be definitely shorter episodes because there's going to be heavy editing involved. We're going to try to make this a full like theatrical performance. So we're going to kind of play around with it. And we definitely need feedback from the listeners because if it is absolute trash, tell us soon so we won't commit a year and a half to this bit.
We won't keep doing it.
Right. Yeah. But I don't know. We've tossed around the idea for quite a bit, and we just thought it'd be fun to kind of just try our hands at it for a little bit.
Yeah, and this was actually like a couple years in the making, because we've talked about doing something like this. I mean, like pre-COVID and whatnot. And it's like, you know, with Mubrs, what's something else? Can we make a new spin-off of the podcast? But we feel like with the support of all of you, you know, we feel comfortable. Like, hey, you know what? Let's give it a shot. And then I know Harry has been working hard in finding kind of like the right formula or the right avenue that we can go down to kind of make this entertaining, and what's gonna push like Joe, Clark, and I to be more like narrative or kind of more creative, like kind of improv almost. You know, Harry's going to be like basically like if you've ever played Dungeons and Dragons, Harry's going to be the DM, and then Clark, Joe, and I are going to be the players, and we're going to try to figure this out as we go along. But that's literally the game. So, you know, it's definitely going to mix some things up a little bit.
And it's not going to be like, you know, humorless or anything like that. That's because that's just not how we do things
Oh no,
here.
yeah.
But
the humor is going to be built in.
Yeah, like it's just there's, you know, like Steve said, actually, like the improv is a really good thing, and especially what you guys are going to end up hearing in the final product is less of like us being like, oh, like what do I roll here and stuff like that. Like you guys won't hear any of that. That stuff gets cut out. Like Harry will say, oh, you roll that, and then the next thing you hear is us rolling the dice. Like that's the kind of like editing and things that we're going to be doing with this, so that it's more of a, you know, theatric experience as opposed to you know, a conversationalist podcast. It's going to have more narrative, more structure, things like that.
And speaking of structure, this is the first time we're going to be playing this system. I'm very familiar with D&D and like all the rule sets behind that. But this is like a whole different beast. Not that it's more complicated, but the terminology they use has confused me quite a bit. And I'm just really trying to get my head around this full system. So we might make house rules just to keep things more simple and more fluid, just so we're getting through more content and not getting stuck up on the rules portion.
I like fluid.
So, this isn't going to be like Farflung, the podcast. It's going to be like us playing a role-playing game, and Farflung is the backbone, and we're trying to make it as fluid as possible.
Yes.
We'll make it work, hopefully.
So rather than take up time in a separate episode prior to this, we kind of wanted to just kind of give you the general, I guess, a little world building of where we're heading for this, and then introduce you to our three main characters this evening. Do you want me to start kind of with the setting a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah. If you want to intro like the well, I mean, you just talked about the characters. Do you want to do the characters first, or you want to do the?
No, give the world, and then we'll get into characters.
Sure.
You got to pick one.
So
Characters might make more sense after explaining the world.
Yeah. So again, like it does take place in space. It will feel a bit on the D&D side of things. So a little back history to this world that I'm building. And this happened many years ago, but there was this thing called the Great Migration. So this is a dying solar system. The resources are more scarce. The population, just looking for prosperity's sake, has basically picked up and moved to solar systems on the further reaches of the galaxy. Having said that, there are still remnants left in this solar system, and we're going to kind of open up the game on this barren asteroid that was like basically like a pit stop for truck-like type ships shooting.
Space truckers.
Space truckers.
Space truckers.
Welcome to Space Truckers. Hey, by the way, did you guys see that we got a Buc-ee's?
Space Lord motherfucker.
Forgot about that song. Space Lord mother. Girl. Oh, I just got so hard for this. I'm excited.
But yeah, no. So part of this, so like they're like, I don't know, kind of outskirts of this forgotten small little settlement. just floating around a larger gas planet on an asteroid. But we're going to kind of open up where this is this science class kind of going on. And this is also to introduce the listeners to kind of some of the rules behind it. We're going to go through each of the stats, and they're each going to get tested on their ability to perform some of these stat rolls.
Okay. So kind of like a tutorial.
Yeah, it will be 100%
Okay.
tutorial where I work in like all the health systems, all the skill checks, the powers, introduce you to the battle system.
And we're going to be characters and get to ask questions, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sweet.
Absolutely.
It's
I
the
want you to
story.
kind of learn
Yeah.
through your characters because
Yeah.
like none of this will make sense from your perspective.
It already doesn't.
But yeah, it's like this final exam in a way before they choose a group to go on this space mission. And I haven't prepared if you guys fail, but I mean, I'll work that in if you guys absolutely fuck this up.
So if you fail, it sounds like you're off the podcast. And you just have to
Yeah, no,
leave
I just gotta get new.
every other recording. Keep playing the games, but the in between, fuck you, you're gone.
But the reason, so I'm not going to spoil that part.
Yeah.
But the reason they're recruiting this team is they need a very small team. They got a small
Task
like
force.
yeah. Well, like I guess a small research team for the small spacecraft. And I wanted to keep it small so it's very intimate in the setting. We can really build the spaceship and instead of saying it's like 100 rooms long, I think that gets convoluted and
Sure.
and just
Yeah.
dissolve. So we're going to make it a very small, tiny ship, just so we can really build character.
Intimate.
Yeah.
A lot
into
of
that ship.
kissing. Yeah.
And I'm going to keep the crew somewhat on the small size, probably less than 10 people, just so we can kind of really build out those characters, and they won't be like a number essentially.
Sure.
So
Right.
They're not going to be red shirts.
but I'm sure like as we travel the solar system and out in space, like we're going to meet lots of new characters and races and experiences and just there's a lot to explore. It's fucking space. It encompasses everything. But yeah, no. So they're recruiting for this mission because something is going awry in the galaxy, and there's communication about it all over the galaxy.
Is
So-
anything going a wheat?
Oh God. Get the fuck out, Joe.
How about a
Yikes.
sourdough?
Jesus Christ. Although I do want to preface that Clark, Joe, and I really don't know like any of the story background of what's going on. So like when this starts to happen,
Yes. Yeah.
we are going in like full blind on the story and the universe that.
0-20 vision.
Just fucking
0-20 vision.
yeah, raw dog in the fucking story.
Yet Harry's just going in. It's like I have this world, I have this idea. This is what you're going to be doing,
Steve's dying over there.
I know, right?
I have this idea.
And then we're just like, okay, let's do it. So I mean,
It's going to be completely new to us. We're experiencing it as you hear it.
I mean, really, like just already, like what Harry has talked about is completely new information for us.
Yeah, no,
because
they just heard it for the first time right now.
We did not
Yep.
know. It's like, what's the premise? Like, all we did was kind of like figure out who our characters are going to be, at least like classes and whatnot. And I mean, now we're on this journey with you. We're finding out.
Indeed.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be exciting. And
Yeah, for sure.
I'm planning on building like one session per time, and we'll probably break each session down into like 4 or 5 episodes is what I'm
Okay.
aiming to do. So like 20 to 30 minutes per episode, I think is doable for the heavy amount of editing that we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're gonna try more.
It's gonna be new things.
Yeah, exactly.
And something I thought about too is just for the sake of saving voices so that I'm not inconsistent with voices. When we hit a new character and we find the voice of that character, it might take me a couple tries. We should record a small clip of that character so I can kind of put names to it and just create a track of all the characters and voices because I don't want to fuck it up.
That sounds like a you
like-
problem.
Yeah, what?
I need an audio track for...
Oh, hello, adventurers! Welcome to the new classes. We're gonna go ahead and go through this thing.
Are you doing multiple characters?
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
going to be the narrator.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
going to be
he
every
is.
character that we aren't.
Yeah.
Wow.
No,
Well, I'm not
sucks
playing
to be
stats.
you.
I just have to memorize voices and
Yeah.
that's where you need to like start taking notes as you do what it's like, and then
that's why I want to keep it an intimate crew.
yep,
Yeah.
and then of course
I can only do so many.
find the ones that aren't going to strain your voice so much because I am here. Oh, all right, how you doing? It's like that. That may be a little.
That's
aggressive.
Steve's character voice right there.
There
You know,
it is.
all right.
you know, if you do one that you don't like, you can just write them off.
We just shoot
True.
them into space.
You can
So
actually.
that's what we're doing. If we don't like any characters' voices, we're shooting them into space.
all of a sudden,
they get shot into space.
all of a sudden, a robot grabbed onto their ankle and just
Ejecto
took them
Cito.
into the sun.
That we're
Done.
putting that button in every room of the spaceship too.
There you go. I think that's called immediate launch.
Do we want to get into the characters then?
Yeah. So why don't we introduce so Clark, why don't you start and just tell us like the name and how your character looks and like some of the traits.
I have my sheet. Okay, so my character is a simulacrum, which is basically a kind of humanoid android type of character that
I just remembered your character. I love it so much. Give me one moment.
their name is Cooper Simpson. Should we go over the looks now too, you think?
Yeah, do as much as you
Okay.
can. Just really like flesh it all out.
The look of the character is tall, dark-haired, kind of a business suit. They have glowing triangles inside the pupils, which are undetectable to Cooper. What he sees as normal tattoos are actually bright neon blue fluorescent circuitry that make up his body underneath, but he sees them, just as regular tattoos. What you're going to see a lot from him in terms of like type of character that he's kind of a support character. He's going to do some healing, he's going to do some stealth, and he's going to do a little bit of damage, but he's mainly kind of like a support character. So we all decided to write in what our flaws were for the characters, and my flaw is Cooper does not know that he is a simulacrum, or in this universe they're going to be referred to as Sims. When hard pressed about this, he is slow to respond and process. Cooper doesn't view himself as a Sim, and I'm still kind of working on the voice, but think Baymax.
Okay.
It's just going to be kind of like a more my voice, but as a kind of like, I'm going to talk like this, and then I will respond and think it's completely normal, but really there's just a slow, subtle pause in between each word that I say. And just a little, like I'm just like projecting my voice just a touch to give it a little bit of a robotic tinge. And that's kind of going to be Cooper Simpson.
Right.
Coop.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Coopy Coop.
I didn't write his goal down either, but each character is going to have a goal. And the goal of Cooper Simpson is to find his biological I'll say that again, father.
The robot.
So-
Are you my dad?
Yes, the Sim is trying to find his biological father.
Well, I will say that Clark has his character a lot more fleshed out.
I thought
Sure.
about it, and like as soon as
Yeah.
we started doing
Oh,
this,
yeah.
I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this and this and this," and like I started planning out characters and
Trying to make the joke of flesh because it's Sim. It's not flesh.
it might be.
Who knows?
Oh, God. We don't know yet. We'll find
I
out.
could be a robot covered in human skin. Who knows?
That's his thing.
That's I stink. Stink to high hell. I just don't notice it because I'm a robot.
Is he talking about the character still? Or
Nah, real life.
okay.
Figure it out.
So my character is the class is a polymorph. So think of the best way, which I think Clark actually said when we were building these characters, was think Venom, where it's like a amoebus blob or just a
Alex Mack.
Sure. Yeah. So basically,
She's a silver puddle.
my character is a Capri Sun. Origins unknown at this point. We'll figure that out because that's kind of like the backstory of this type of character. It's named Wretch, so it kind of falls into. This may have been some sort of experiment gone wrong or experiment gone right, but it didn't fit the necessary mold of the people who made it, so they just call it Wretch. It's just kind of like, all right, we're just kind of like pushing it aside. But it's enough where, it has the ability to do things. So it's not so much of a go-getter. It's more of kind of like in the background, if you want to kind of think like rogue-ish, but not really, because it's not very skilled with hands. It's more of a thinker, which is really going to be a push for me to do this character, because that means I have to fucking think. That's going to be a rough patch.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I saw a meme earlier today where I was talking about D&D characters, and it's like, somebody playing an intelligence 18 character, but does not personally have intelligence 18. Real struggle.
That's it. You fucking nailed it. So
Let's
it's kind
ask
of
the smartest character in our party. I throw a rock.
So it's not a very forefront character. It is more in the background, but it is it's also a little weird and off-putting to other people, because if they look at this character, they're like, what the fuck are you?
What is his standard form? His or her? I don't know.
There is no standard form. That's the thing. It's like, at least with polymorphic, it could be more. If you think of it like think of like a.
Didn't it say that you're supposed to have like a normal form or like a return to form?
There is, but that's actually like its true identity is unknown. There is a form that you see, which is more going to be along the lines of like. Think of like a metallic liquid, solar
surface. We went
so
full circle here.
Either that or like
Capri Sun. We got it.
Yeah, like Terminator 2, where it's just like it can
same thing.
Yeah, it's basically that, but you don't know like its true origins. But that's pretty much going to be like what it looks like. And
cool, I gotta talk to that thing.
yeah.
Where do I look when I talk to it?
Wherever you want.
I don't want to offend anybody.
I don't know.
Good transition right into Joe's character.
I don't know. That seems just like his character would be.
I mean, it seems like Joe's looking like
slightly.
Does it have a penis, a vagina? What's going on down there? There's nothing. I don't know what to do with this.
So smooth.
But there you go. And my genitalia, if you're wondering,
how deep
very
is that
smooth.
puddle?
It's like you don't know what's going to happen. Maybe it
Until
goes.
You flick it. It just jiggles a bit.
maybe it's introverted a little bit, or maybe it's extroverted, and I'm ready to.
Maybe both. Who knows?
Who knows? I'm an amoebus. So
we already went over this. You're Capri Sun. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Amoeba.
Yeah, exactly.
Amoeba.
Thank you, Descendants. I appreciate you.
I'm going to have to work it into the world building that people are comfortable naturally being around some of these other races.
Well, it's a race, so like there's other polymorphs. People
means there's a finish line.
He may just be less common.
To be fair, there is the part that says strange, and I have a +2 there, which means I'm very strange.
Yeah, but
and
you're +3 at bottom.
I'm just
you bring fear and chaos.
And
don't worry,
I'm a size
Steve.
queen.
I'm also a +2 in strange.
Yeah,
That's
does
funny.
not surprise me.
I'm the polar opposite.
Yeah.
I'm a -2.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good. Tell me about you, Joe.
This character is an old soldier. His name is Canary. He's more of like I think more like barbarian soldier. Frontline kind of battles.
A grunt, like very hard
Also
press.
has some interesting skills like item find and that kind of thing. Very, very kind of interesting abilities overall. Very resourceful. But also pretty in your face.
Okay.
What a surprise for you.
You're almost like an aggro tank, basically.
Yeah.
Again, what a surprise for Joe.
Yeah, I'm not some crazy like racer or anything. Think of a human, and that's what I will look like.
Think of Cotton
From King of
from
the Hill.
King of the Hill.
So short.
So sure.
You got no
He just
chance.
produced weapons out of nowhere.
Let me tell you when I came out of those hills.
Oh my god, that would be amazing if you
Got
just were Cotton.
nothing below my knees.
So I will say, it's when we started making these characters, we were surprised at how balanced it's going to be. Where one or two characters may have strong suits where another does not, and then vice versa.
Yeah.
So
I think we have a very interesting party dynamic between the three of us. I mean,
we mostly picked our characters prior to even looking at like how they played as well.
yeah,
Which was kind of interesting.
And yeah, well, yeah, for sure. I kind of had 3 narrowed down, and I was just going to go narratively off of what I thought was more interesting after you guys had picked. And it is interesting because we only have 1 human in our group, and then then we have like robot and thing, like
yeah.
So like
Heard that
it's
before.
it's
It's
just it's going to be interesting, like narratively, to like have a very diverse group here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. Most of the crew will be human for the most part, but I wanted to throw 1 or 2 oddballs in there just to change things up, and including like an AI flight system. I was even looking at like the ship.
Like model the character off.
Yeah.
The ship
That was a character where you could just be
Yes.
the ship. And I know at least myself, I'm looking at that, I'm like, that could be fun.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, but I think we'll build like an AI system into the ship to kind of communicate with.
I was like, you had a
Sweet.
ship, and then like you had like a lackey. that
a
was,
robot
like-
friend for me to
Yeah.
Which again, I will say with
Should I make it female?
But you would be interested.
Please do. Please do. It'd be fucking hilarious. I will make that shit funny.
with Harry being like the leader of this entire project makes me more comfortable with the amount of years that I spent playing D&D with you and just seeing what you do as a DM and the puzzles and the situations and the liberties that you give us. Like
I'm an American.
and
I'm an
right.
American.
Don't
I
go
need
right.
a blowjob and a pizza.
What's it called in this? Like Star Captain or something?
It's not that ridiculous of a title.
Well, it is now.
Star Captain.
Fuck you. You're
I
Star
do like
Captain.
that title,
He is
though.
the fleet commander.
Cool. Harry will now be known as Star Captain.
Yeah, I
Star
yeah,
I do it. I like that too.
yeah, I'm fine with it.
Homebrew begins now. Because why the fuck not? This is our game.
So we'll replace that instead of narrator. It's Star Captain.
Star Captain.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to write that down real quick. Need to make sure.
This is your Star Captain speaking. When last we left the group,
I dig it.
You're welcome.
I think we're gonna have fun with this.
Yeah, for sure.
And like I said, we'll do we'll definitely commit to like 5 solid episodes. And then we'll kind of wait to hear from some feedback. But yeah, no, I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with this, and yeah, very very excited about this.
Yeah, let us know if you've played this version before, anything like it, you know.
or even anything powered by the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
because if you're familiar with D&D, you know it's like D20s, and everybody has like certain stats, and that's not the situation for this type of game. I believe everything is based off of like 2d6, and then you may have like power ups or level downs, whatever it may be. I don't know what term is used, but I think it's basically based off of like 2d6.
Yep.
yeah.
For the most part.
So I have a question, Harry.
Yeah.
What's the name of this saga going to be?
Oh, I don't know yet.
Okay, all right. So
TBD.
that's TBD.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if you had a name yet.
No. I'll
Okay.
think of a good one though.
Sure you will.
Star Captain Adventures.
Episode 1.
Adventures with.
But yeah, it's definitely going to be something that we have not even like breached into at all with like a tabletop game, and you know we definitely do want some feedback from you guys to let us know. It's like, hey, you know, is it okay to listen to? Do you enjoy it? Does it suck? Because we need that.
Yeah, we're gonna put in the work to put out 5 or 6 episodes, and then we'll release that fully. And then if it's positive feedback, you guys are enjoying it, or you guys want to see us continue with it, we'll definitely continue with it.
Yeah, let us know what you do and don't like, all that kind of stuff along the way. And then, like I said, even if you play it, hit us up in the Discord if you got any tips or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've played this
Please.
before.
And
like,
anybody who does know the rules of the game, do not be super critical. 'cause-
yeah, don't be a dick about it.
Yeah,
but
like we're
Yeah.
first timers playing this game, also recording it, also really voice acting it. It's a little different than probably how
Trying to make
you
it
guys typically play.
more fun and
Easily
something
digestible.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
We have to basically paint a world for you guys too, because most role playing stuff, there is a visual element for the players. There's not going to be a visual element for this, so we have to really take our time.
you got to go to Omegle for that.
Yeah. Or you can join my OnlyFans and I will paint a world map with my penis.
He's
and
on
then-
OnlyStans. He gets it wrong every time.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Well, it stands.
Kazakhstan and
Jesus.
Pakistan.
Uzbekistan.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stands.
A lot of stands.
stands.
Yeah.
Whole lot of stands.
Stan. Gives me like $3 a month. I mean, I'm trying, but
Swing and a
Anyway,
miss on that one.
we just want to wrap up.
Yeah, so we should have the first episode out the next Mubrs, correct?
We should try that.
We should.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
We've pitched it. I think we have to commit now.
Yep.
Let's do
So
it.
yeah.
leave it in because we're accountable now.
Yep. In a month, we will have the as of now untitled project
Yes.
out
Yeah.
for you guys. First episode coming. So yeah.
Hot.
Oh,
Star Captain.
the Star Captain. Oh God, please bear with us.
All right, guys. See you in a month. Stay lovely.
Stay sexy.
Stay safe.
Love you guys.